What we're looking at now is constructing a perpendicular bisector. Now, perpendicular, most of us should know that it would make a right angle, but perpendicular doesn't just mean that it's a right angle. With that segment, it means that they would be perpendicular together. Bisector, bi means two, and sect means to cut. So therefore, we are going to wind up with some sort of line, and I'm going to I don't know, guess. So I'm going to guess, just for the visual demonstration of the video, I'm going to guess that I'm going to wind up with some sort of line that looks perpendicular there, and it looks like this piece right here is equal to that piece right there. Now we'll see as a math teacher how close we are. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take my trusty dusty compass, and I know that I'm going to have to go somewhere past midpoint, because if I don't pass midpoint, nothing will ever cross. You'll understand that in just a second whenever I say, where do they cross? So here we are. So I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to set it somewhere past the midpoint. Some students go all the way over here just to know, well, if I do that, I'm already at the top of my paper. Not so great. I'm using a whole lot of space there. Again, I don't want to come inside the midpoint. Now remember, this was just a guess. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that compass and I'm going to draw some sort of line up top, and I also have to go down below the segment. Now I say top and bottom, but if your segment was going somewhere besides horizontal, then you wouldn't exactly have a top and a bottom. But now with that setting, I also have to do the same exact thing. I did that from point K, one endpoint of the segment. I have to do the same thing from H, but I also have to keep this setting right here. So I simply pick it up and I transfer it from K to H with that same exact setting, and I go from there and I come all the way down to here. Oh, I will see that I just missed it. So if you are having trouble seeing what I just did, I took my compass and I set it from here to here, and I made this arc. Now, those of you who are a little bit more than beginners, you should know that this part of the arc really becomes unnecessary. I did it, yes, but I'm not necessarily a beginner anymore. If you'll notice, the only thing that I'm really looking for is where they're going to cross. So I took my compass and I opened it up here and I made some sort of setting. I set my compass, but then I have to go from the other endpoint, H, and I saw where it intersected there, and I saw where it intersected there. If you'll notice, I'm just a little off, because what I'm now going to do is I am now going to connect that intersection to the bottom intersection. Now whenever I connect those intersections, that line right there, not bad. Wow, look at that. Not bad at all. That black line is perpendicular to my original, and I can use some tick marks. This line right here, 1, is congruent to, or the same size as, that line right there. And that is how I construct a perpendicular bisector. Now, let's do something really, really cool. Let me show you where this comes from. If I were to have a small segment like this, okay, and if I were to draw 2 circles around that, so I'm going to use this with a trusty dusty, so I can draw a circle around here, like so. Now if from this same endpoint, that's not even going to work, is it? Oh no, I totally messed up on my video. If you'll notice, that's why they have to go somewhere past the midpoint. Ta-da! Now, let's see, let's do something that's actually going to work. So I'm going to shorten my segment up just a little bit. And if you'll notice, if I take a circle and it is a little bit past midpoint, and if I take that same radius there, what you are doing is you are connecting the intersections from here to here. And the brilliant thing is, it will always be perpendicular to your original, and it will always bisect your original. So over here, maybe you can notice, but you've only drawn part of this circle, and you've only drawn part of this circle. But that's the background of how to construct a perpendicular bisector.